Hey, well, good morning. And I'm glad to have so many of you joining in this morning. And I think once we get this going, it'll be very helpful to us. And today's class, I'm going to kind of go back to the basics. I wanted to introduce this as meditation is as easy as 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put this on YouTube as well. And I want this to be a foundation video for anyone who's tuning in maybe for the first time or something. Go back to this for a referral for the basics of our meditation. And the way I teach meditation is I tried to figure out the simplest way possible to communicate an easy way to meditate. And because I had so many people when I was asked, or they asked what I do, and I said I teach meditation. So many people said to me, "Oh, I can't do that. I've tried before, and my mind's just too busy." And I wanted to figure out a way to break through that so that anyone can know that they're meditating with just a couple of simple steps. And what I came up with, or intuitively, or maybe even from somebody else, I don't know, but it's relax, feel, and listen. And we'll go into each one of those steps with a greater detail. But I wanted it to make it a 1, 2, 3 process so that you could move from our normal busy life of lots of thoughts and things going on and be able to shift very quickly and very easily into what I like to refer to as the seat of awareness. And we'll go into all of this in a lot more depth. But I want to even start, well, first I want to address the corona thing, and that I really think this is a perfect time for a lot of people that maybe aren't meditating on a regular basis to take up the practice. Because one of the things that everybody knows, in order to help your immune system, the biggest threat to our immune system is stress. And there's a lot of fear in the news today, and fear equates to stress. So try to lessen the things, maybe watching the news less, or things that stress you. It's a good time to put those away, look at them as little as possible. We're not ignoring them, but we're not dwelling on them or being compulsive about the things that are going on either. And this is a perfect time as we are shut in and you have more time. And that's the other complaint that I get from so many people. I don't have time to meditate. And I always like to point out the fact that if you don't have time to meditate, you're the person who needs meditation the most. Because that tells me that your mind is overwhelmed to the point that you don't feel like you have any time for yourself. So let's begin by just going through the steps. And then today's meditation, I'm going to go through the steps several times. But I'm also going to put a space of stillness quite often through the tape or through this video. And I want you to pay attention to that stillness. Once you feel like you're really connected with the silence, that's the background, the stillness, stay with that. That's all you have to do. And somebody's buzzing in, I don't know, so if you could mute your, make sure that, we thought we had everyone muted here, but evidently some feedback still comes in or something. So if you can, mute yours, and we'll open it up again at the end of meditation. All right, so let's just slow down for a second. And actually just close your eyes, because when we close our eyes, look at how inward that brings you. The minute you close your eyes, you shut off so much of the input that gets our attention. And it kind of puts you right squarely in touch with yourself, the inner eye. And now let's go through the 3 steps. It's relax, feel, and listen. And just remember that is 1, 2, 3. Relax, feel, and listen. All of those 3 steps bring you squarely into the now. So let's start with step number 1. And now I want you to take your attention and turn it to your body. Our eyes are closed. And if you want, at any point in the meditation, you can open your eyes if you're more comfortable. But turning your full attention, and notice I say attention and not thinking. It's not the mind. What's aware in you is where intelligence lies. And as you turn your awareness, say, just to your shoulders, immediately you get the input of whether or not your shoulders are tense. And that's what we're going to do, is just put our awareness on our shoulders and release any tension. And let the hips and knees, every one of your joints, put your awareness on them and relax them. Take any tension away. And now expand your awareness to the whole body, the face, the scalp, and make sure that the whole body is completely relaxed. Simple enough, right? And it always feels good. So we're relaxed, our bodies are relaxed. Now, how you know where your body is, the second step becomes apparent automatically. If your awareness is still turned toward your body, feeling comes up. And just feel your body for a few seconds. Our bodies are energetic. And you can get in touch with that by just turning your awareness to it. Once your muscles are relaxed, it's pretty easy to feel the energy of the body. And that's step 2. And step 3 is opening up even a little bit more, listening. And when you're listening, you're not talking, if you're listening with your full awareness. And just notice, wherever you are, even if you're in a silent room, you'll notice that there are hundreds of sounds even in a silent room. There's internal sounds, frequency of our own bodies and minds. And there's external sounds that are subtle. Maybe you have an air conditioning running or street noises in the background. There's all kinds of subtle sounds around us. And you may notice, now I want you to expand your awareness to do all 3 of those steps at one time. So you're aware that your body's relaxed. And you're also aware of the sensation or the feeling in the body. And you're listening. Hold on to that. How difficult is that? And I want you to be assured that right now you're in as deep a meditation as any Zen master. Whenever you relax, feel, and listen, what happens? Your awareness steps back from the thinking mind, and you step into the now. Feeling is always now. Relaxing is always now. And listening is always now. It's as easy as that. 1, 2, 3. And you can do this standing up. You can do this walking around town. And I challenge you to try that. I have never, ever tried it when it didn't wake me up, when it didn't make me aware. take me out of thought and shift me into just being aware. And that's what meditation's designed to do, is to shift your identity from the thinking mind to being aware. Awareness is able to look at the mind. So it's obvious awareness is not the mind. And you can use a little experiment right now by turning your awareness directly to your voice in your head, to the thinker, and wait for him or her to speak. It's an interesting little experiment. When what's aware in you turns that attention, that awareness, towards thinking, thinking doesn't appear. It's only when our awareness relaxes that then our mind steps in and tries to grab our attention. Most people have been mind-bound for their entire life, with very few breaks of just being aware. So it really is as simple as that. The trick is to repeat it over and over and over and over. And in our meditation today, somebody has their mic on and it's broadcast. Anyway, let's go back and don't let anything irritate you in meditation. Whatever sounds come in. So if we get a dog barking or a baby crying, let that be part of your meditation today. So let's go back to the 3 steps. Put your awareness on relaxing your body. I want you to get really good at this today. So we're going to keep going back to the basics. Once the body's completely relaxed, expand your awareness to the feeling, the sensations of the body. And then expand it into listening as well, so it incorporates all 3 at once. And now breathe. Probably we're breathing anyway, but let's make breathing conscious as well. Notice the only time that things can be conscious is in the now. Whatever we turn our awareness to, we make it conscious. It's the nature of consciousness. So just get a good firm foundation. Stay with relaxing. Let your attention be on feeling and listening. No stories in the mind, just shifting your awareness to the present moment of feeling and listening and relaxing. And now breathing. And here's a simple little breath that enhances the meditation. Is breathe in, and not real full, but just a pleasant, deeper inhalation. Hold it, and push the diaphragm down. And feel the energy of the body. And then breathe in, or breathe out rather, I'm sorry. And then you can hold the breath out for a second or two if you want. and then breathe in again. Make it comfortable. Now, we're not wanting to add stress of any kind, so this breathing should be done in moderation. Don't exaggerate it. We're still relaxing and feeling and listening. Now we're just breathing in and holding, pushing down, exhaling. Holding. And breathing in. Doing a breath like that helps to anchor you in the now. And try to check in with the relaxing and feeling and listening at the same time. And I hope you notice that awareness is unlimited. Our minds are very limited. But what's aware in us? There is no edge, there is no limit. And that's what meditation is designed to do. Help us to bring our identity out of the mind and all the things that we have to think about and do, and step back into being. And being, that's the only place that you can feel and listen. Being is always now. So it's a real easy way that anyone can do, and you can do this as you walk, ride a bicycle, shop, shower, brush your teeth, make your coffee. Before you start your car, before you get out of your car, it's limitless. Just adding little triggers that remind you to get out of your mind and turn your awareness to your body and relax it, feel it, and just listen to the sounds around you. Whenever I do this, the sounds become little jewels. Simple things like the sound of the air conditioning or a bird in the background. When I first started practicing meditation, I used to try to keep sounds out. Now I welcome all sounds, even if there's a fire truck that goes by or an alarm that goes off. Stay in the seat of awareness and notice. It's always only the mind that gets upset by those interruptions. What's aware in you never gets upset. That's why it's so helpful to take time to step out of your mind and into just being aware. And for some of you, this may be the first time you've really noticed that stillness is always there, like the space around us. But most of us have overlooked it because we're always in our minds. We overlook the feeling and relaxing and the sounds that are around us. And we get lost in thinking. Thinking is dreaming. And it's not awful. I mean, that's how we get things done. It's how we build houses. It's how we get to our locations. It's how we get things done. But compulsive thinking is stressful. And being identified with that mind that never stops is like adding a constant stress to your life. Now notice what you feel like right now. Have you lost touch with your relaxed body? Breathing, feeling. And that's okay. The mind tricks you all the time. The mind is constantly like a child trying to get our attention, wanting us to follow sometimes repetitive thoughts, a lot of times boring thoughts, or even negative thoughts. So it's ultimately important, especially in times like these, to be able to step back from the thinking mind and check in with your body and let some of the tension go that we normally carry around all day. And feel the energy of the body that boosts the immune system. It's how our bodies stay healthy. That energy that you feel is the body energy flowing freely. And if you have a weakness anywhere in your body or muscles, you may notice that that energy is going there. That's how our bodies repair themselves. Just think about your body for a second. What a magnificent, incredible machine or animal. If we cut it, it heals on its own. It's constantly healing itself. So meditation is so beneficial, and it's become a necessary part of life. I often feel bad for people that haven't adapted some form of meditation or another in their life, because they're just, everyone is too busy. Our minds are overloaded. Technology has sped us up. Everything wants your attention. It's important to take some time to turn your awareness inward. To relax the body. Feel the body. And listen to the sounds. Every time you do that, you are meditating, no matter where you are or what position you're in. And it's so simple. So wherever you are right now, if you get uncomfortable, it's not about the position of your body. It's about awareness in your mind. Backing your awareness out of thinking and sitting in that throne of awareness. That's liberating. And anyone can do it. Every time you relax, feel, and listen, and just take a conscious breath or pay attention to those three things at once, or expand your awareness to the space around you. And notice that awareness is not confined to the body or mind. When your body and mind are relaxed, your awareness can expand infinitely. Is there an edge to awareness? A form? There's no form. There's no edge. What's aware in us is infinite. And for most of us, we feel like we are in some ways, trapped in this body and in this mind. But if we really look at our experience closely, it's not true. Every night when we lay down on our beds, that I that's aware moves into an astral or dream dimension, another level of awareness, completely different. This body and this mind that's in the physical seem to have disappeared, and you've taken on a more ethereal mind and body that whatever you think about appears. And then at some point, what's aware in us returns home to the deep sleep state where there's no things. We have no memory of going there. We only know that when we come back from there, we feel refreshed and anew. In a way, it's kind of like the physics Big Bang of the universe every morning as we awaken. If you've been in deep sleep, there is no form, there is no universe. You are pre-universe, without form, without mind. You're pure intelligence, infinite. And as you awaken, that awareness floods into the body and mind. And you sit up on the side of the bed and you feel contained in a body and mind, and you go about your day. And if you don't do a practice like meditation, it's so easy to be totally identified as the mind. So what happens as we use the 3 steps? The minute you turn your attention to relaxing the body, the mind stops. You've taken your awareness out of thinking, and you're giving your full attention to your body. And as the body's completely relaxed and you have a good sense of that.
Has been particularly hard hit. President Trump is considering relaxing federal guidelines for coronavirus for some of the less affected parts of the country. Do you think he should?
Well, first of all, let me just say how sad it is that even since the president signing
If you're hearing the noise that I'm hearing, just
1,000
through.
in our country. This
Well,
is something very
mind that gets
bad time
upset.
for us. So we should be taking every precaution on what the president, his denial at the beginning was deadly. His delaying of getting equipment to where it continues, his delaying getting equipment to where it's needed is deadly. And now I think the best thing would be to do is to prevent more loss of life rather than open things up so that we just don't know. We have to have testing. That's what we said from the start before we can evaluate what the nature of it is in some of these other regions as well. I don't know what the purpose of that is. I don't know what the scientists are saying.
Be patient.
Scientists said to him,
Let your mind get agitated by intrusion.
what did he know? When did he know it? That's for an after-action review. But as the president fiddles, people are dying, and we just have to take every precaution.
Somebody has on Nancy.
Of course, when you say that the president's denial was deadly, he obviously downplayed the risk.
Oh, I got it.
Thank you. But that's a good, I like when things like that happen when I'm meditating, because the automatic program in our minds immediately goes into, that's not right, that shouldn't be happening, who did that? All of those kind of thoughts. That's the mind. What's aware in you is untouched by it. So anytime you get a distraction like that, step back into the seat of awareness and don't let the mind become irritated. It's a great meditation. And it's one that will serve you well in the world. When someone's annoying in your face about something, you'll have the experience of being able to step back from it without the mind going crazy about it. And just be at ease, even though you're in the midst of something that's very uncomfortable for most people. I do it all the time. When I'm in a group of people, everybody's talking. I just step back. I just step back into being and feeling and listening, relaxing. And nobody notices. I don't strike any funny poses or close my eyes and chant Om. I just gently step back internally by relaxing and feeling and listening. And my mind has become good at not getting disturbed by so many things that used to disturb me greatly. So right now, check and go back to your base again. And I keep bringing everyone back to base. And don't be shy about using your internal mind and voice to help you come back to just being aware. By internally saying, relax. And then as you do say relax internally, make sure you completely relax your body. You don't skip that step. You don't just rush into feeling. You make sure that your body is relaxed. Make sure that you are feeling. And then make sure you're listening. Just that easy, you've stepped out of mind. And at that moment, you are the Buddha. How long you can remain the Buddha is up to you and your practice. The more you practice stepping out of being the mind into the seat of aware, and I don't even like to call it awareness because it's not a ness. What's aware in us? Does it have a form, a dimension? No. Another interesting fact, and this is experiential, nothing I teach or bring into these videos do I want you to believe in. Meditation is about you and your experience. Notice when the mind is still, awareness arises. And that awareness has no shape, no form. That's what's conscious in you. And that's what's awakening in the world today. And I think this pandemic is helping to awaken everyone on our planet right now. We need to unify and awaken. And I, for one, am grateful to it. It's sad that people have to die and their lives get disrupted to wake us up. But that's been the case throughout history for the awakened ones as they go through a suffering phase. That's what awakens us. We have to recognize that human beings are all the same. The rich ones aren't better. The presidents and leaders are not better than anyone else, than any beggar on the street. Each and every of the 7 billion of us on this planet are Buddhas. Most don't know it. But just look, the experience. How many awakened people there are on the planet right now in comparison to even 10 years ago. It's exponentially happening. You can help. Start with the very basics. Build a firm base of relax, feel, listen. Step out of thought many times throughout your day. And step back into being aware. It always feels good. There's never a time that I relax and feel and listen that I don't feel relief. That's my experience. I don't expect you to believe it, but I would like for you to try it. In fact, try it in one of the most trying situations that you find yourself in. Whenever you can remember in a situation where you're really upset, to turn your attention to relaxing your body. And then if you can, slip into feeling and listening, expanding. It is like a get out of jail free card. Sometimes as our minds get so obsessed and involved in stressful situations, wouldn't it be nice to be able to just step back, let your body's tension fall away, come back to the seat of awareness. You can do it. You're doing it now. It's not hard. It's only difficult because the mind has been programmed with so many thoughts, so much activity. The mind will tell you it doesn't have time to meditate. That's because our minds are tricking us into identifying with them, as them. It's your mind. Use it properly. Your mind is creating your reality. And if there's no awareness, if awareness is lost in the movie of your life, you're pretty much doomed to the programs that you've inherited from your parents and friends and priests and teachers. Much like the way we drive our cars without thinking about it, these programs run our life. Meditation is so helpful, stepping into feeling and relaxing and listening. You can look at your thoughts. And when you can watch your thoughts, you can change your thoughts. When the mind is upset with an interruption on the internet, you can be at ease because you're conscious. And it works with everything. See, this reality is much like our dream reality, where we can change it by just shifting our attention. And the awakening process is much the same. When you're in a dream state, what awakens you most from a dream is discomfort, a nightmare, an uncomfortable situation. Suddenly, what's conscious in you pops back into physical reality to escape. Well, in this physical reality, the process is very similar. As this physical reality and this mind gets stressed, you can, at that moment, wake up by relaxing, feeling and listening, stepping out of whatever it is that's disturbing the mind. And even if it's just for a few seconds, it'll give you the realization that I am not my mind, I am aware. Have you ever had an experience anywhere, anytime, on any level of consciousness where awareness wasn't there? It's impossible. Every experience is only an experience because of awareness being there. And here's an interesting thought. I think it's a new paradigm for the situation of the world. Is people awakening to the fact that awareness is the universal consciousness shared by all of us. What's aware in me is what's aware in you. And it makes so much more sense than the traditions that have been handed down. What's conscious in you can recognize the truth of it right away. Every civilization, even when they were isolated from other parts of the world and other civilizations in the world, had the sense that there was something more than just their mind and body. It was obvious because when they slept, they went to different places. And they all had the feeling of there's something more. Only it's not a thing. Conscious awareness is in all things. It's the deep I in you. When you say I, and you really go deep into it, the one that's been there for every experience you've ever had, that's universal consciousness. And all you have to do to reconnect is go back to the base of relax, feel, and listen. You become one with everything there. And through practice, you'll be able to go there more often and stay longer. It's not about going there and staying there. We enjoy our lives. That's what life is for. Notice the stillness. You, awareness, are still there, even in the stillest points of the stillest time. Awareness is there more than ever. That's when you can really identify it. It's shining. You're aware of a pin dropping, a sensation in your body, a noise far away. You're not lost in thought. Thoughts are dreams. They're wonderful, but not if you're dreaming all the time. If you believe that you are nothing but your mind and body, there's going to be a lot of fear in your life because minds and bodies are vulnerable. And a little bit of practice of stepping back from your mind and being aware gives you all the proof you need to know that that's who I am. I'm, yes, in a body and a mind most of the day. But actually, for a great part of the day, I'm not in this mind and body. I'm in an astral plane or in deep sleep. That's our experience. Look at it. Realize it. There's a big portion of every day where I am not here at all. Knowing that alleviates the fear of death. If all you think you are is your body and mind, you're naturally going to be afraid. There's danger in every corner. Life is fragile in a body and mind. So it's ultimately important that humans on our planet now recognize that we are all one and that we'll only make it together. If we leave it to the powers of ego, the wealthy and the politicians, we'll destroy the very planet that sustains us. The ego is only interested in getting more. Mine. It's really very simple. We're in the process of a shift from fear, a fear-based society, into love, a love-based society. It's really that simple. In a fear-based society, it's all about the ego, me and mine, and what can I get? And if I do get something, can I profit from it? Can I have more than everyone else? Can our country be greater than their country? And when you look at the leaders of the world today, don't they look childish? We have to wake up, and we have to wake up quick. And I think this pandemic is a good shot in the face to help us to realize that we need health care for every human on this planet. We need to share the wealth of our planet and protect the environment of our planet so that it sustains us as happy human beings. Stay silent. Just listen. You can meditate while anything's going on. You can be aware of stillness even while you speak. As that shift happens in you, feeling more identified with being aware than you are with the dialogue in the mind, your mind won't chatter so much. Your thoughts will become stronger and clearer. I watched a TED Talk a couple of weeks ago or so, and it talked about back in the 30s with Buckminster Fuller. Now, he evidently had crunched the numbers or something of the overall wealth of the planet as far as monetary, that if it was distributed equally among every 7 billion, or whatever the number was at that point, it probably wasn't that large, every human being on the planet would be worth over $2 million. Imagine what that figure would be today. So there's more than enough to sustain every human being on this planet, to give every human being health care, to make sure that we are all protected, not just Americans. We have to wake up, and you're helping by meditating. When you step out of the thinking mind and step back into the universal consciousness that you are, you're part of the great awakening that's so desperately needed right now. And it'll improve your physical health as well. Stepping out of stress and thinking recharges you, builds your immune system. Notice the stillness. Noticing stillness, you enter it. What could be simpler? So it's a simple tool and it's a good base, and I'm going to keep going back to this base and use this video often to strengthen your base. Constantly go back to relax. Put your body at ease. Thinking stresses the body. Feeling strengthens the body. Going to your senses takes you out of thought. Relaxing, feeling, listening. It helps every aspect of your life and the world. Relax. Stay with relax for a while. Don't just jump steps. Give yourself a chance to fully realize that your body is completely relaxed. And then shift. Notice, rather, the feeling. Any sounds. You can observe your breath. Notice the sensation every time you do this. I honestly have never done it where it did not feel good, where I wasn't grateful for that break from my hectic life. And my life is not real hectic. So I always like for people to take an inventory at the end of our class, an inventory of your experience. Were you able to see the mind clearly for what it is? Are you able to relax your body at will? Can you step back from the thinking mind long enough to realize that you are the awareness? So I hope this helps. And whenever you're ready, I'd like for you to experience meditation with your eyes open. So right now, gently, whenever you're ready, open the eyes and make looking like we do with listening, where you're not labeling what you're seeing, not letting the mind jump into that's a tree, or that's a bush, or that's a bird, or that's blue. But just looking. Silently aware. And you can be moving and be silently aware. And you can be walking through a store and you can say internally if you want, relax, feel, and listen, and really give it your attention as you're walking. You can relax the body completely as you walk. You can feel the environment. You can feel your body. And you can listen to the noises in a store by giving your awareness, by coming into that seat of aware, out of the mind of thought. It's wonderful. It's healing. It's beneficial. So I hope this helps. And please practice, practice, practice. And tell anyone you know. I'm going to try to make a video every day, even once I get the hang of this, because it'll be easy enough. I'm meditating every day, so I'll be happy to put it on YouTube or through Zoom or however we finally end up channeling these classes. Can you unmute them?
Yeah.
And
let's see. Where's the recording? Stop.